I'm Mike Coop, and it's my privilege and pleasure to be the director of the Place of Hope, which is a Christ-centered ministry to help alcoholics and addicts and their families, and to provide temporary shelter for homeless people and to get them on their feet and back out to where they can live a successful life. God gave us a vision 13 years ago to have a place, His place, where He could send the least of the least, people who didn't have money, insurance, resources, where they could get quality help and not have to pay any money for it. It seemed like a very impossible task at the time, but God let us know that with Him all things are possible. And He required us to move and to start with just blind faith.
The facility, located at 105 North James Campbell Boulevard in Columbia, Tennessee, was gifted to this ministry in 2006 and is licensed as a residential and halfway house, alcohol and drug treatment center. Through direct financial support from the state of Tennessee, the United Way, and generous private donations, Place of Hope is able to provide a variety of different programs and services.
One of our board members is a gentleman by the name of Dr. C.W. Ball. And one of his dreams was to have a clinic where indigent people, people without money, without insurance, could come and be able to receive prescription medication and without being charged for it. So 6 years ago, he opened the Hope Medical Clinic. We give them 3,200 square feet of space and provide their maintenance and housekeeping for them, pay their utilities. They take care of all the medical needs of our folks here at the place. But beyond that, they have done so much to help people here in the community who don't have a doctor, who, if it wasn't for the Hope Medical Clinic, their illnesses and medical problems would go unattended.
In 2005, Housing and Urban Development approached Place of Hope with a desire to fund and provide affordable rental housing for the disabled in Maury County. The Village of Hope opened in 2009 as a 15-unit apartment complex that provides residents with access to the supportive assistance they may need. Also in Columbia, along Woodland Street, are 7 houses that were acquired over the years to be used for transitional housing. 5 of them are standing empty, waiting for the resources to make them livable. On Friday nights at Place of Hope, staff, clients, and volunteers load up the vans and head down to Nashville for a Friday night outreach. Relationships are developed with the city's homeless from the corner of 4th and Lafayette, where food and clothing is distributed. Many of the people that are served are then picked up on Sunday mornings to attend Nashville Recovery Church, an inner-city outreach church located at 1600 Elm Hill Pike in Nashville. After church, participants enjoy a free meal and an opportunity to receive practical help.
There are so many hurting people out there. We have a waiting list. We usually have anywhere between 25 to 30 people in the facility at all times. And that strains, and I mean really strains, the resources that we have. We have tension between how many people we should help versus being able to give the people we have everything that they need, and that's something that we really have to pray about and work through. But when you hear the stories of these people, it's so compelling, and they all have a story.
My name is Lewis, and I'm from Lawrenceburg, and for the last 16 or 17 years before I came here, I was a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, and stressful job, and had two heart attacks during that period, and got started off on some some real heavy-duty pain medication, and I just abused it and lost my job, wife, house, everything, and was living in the back of my truck for like several months. And my drug use got worse, and I was at this house one night, and this is one night of just 10 years of using that I'd run out and I made me a hangman's noose and put it on the front porch. And I was high, really high, and I went out and tied my hands together and I put my head in there, but I couldn't step over the railing to jump off. And I got back inside, and then my daughter had called the police, and they came and kicked the door in, handcuffed me. And I came here, and I was a non-believer. I cussed God because of the situation, circumstances that I was in. And I never read the Bible, never prayed, never talked about Jesus or anything, and made fun of those people that did that because they were phonies. And went through treatment here for about 8 weeks, and had a spiritual experience. I don't know when it happened. It just did, and I started reading more in my recovery book, which talks about us addicts and alcoholics, and it sent me to the Bible, and I read both now. I read my recovery literature because it keeps me clean and sober. It saves my body, and the Bible helps save my soul. And now when you get into a recovery program here at the Place of Hope, going to the lectures, going to the devotions, going to the teachings, reading the literature, have an understanding, a knowledge of why we drink and use. This program here, the 12-step program, and the program that is taught here at the Place of Hope by Brother Mike and a lot of the staff members, all the staff members, it works.
I met Mike Coop in 2005 when he came and spoke at a church that I was at. And 5 years later, he and I are still getting to partner together on a lot of things. And when we launched Conduit Church, Mike was just a natural partner for us because we trust him, because we had a relationship with him, and because he's a guy that has a heart for the homeless, for the poor, for the oppressed. So partnering with Mike has been awesome for Conduit because we've got a group of people that are passionate about helping, passionate about serving those that are in need. But just like a lot of people, they're passionate, they have a heart to do it, but they don't know what to do, so they don't do anything. So this gives us the ability to say to our folks, man, if you're passionate about serving, passionate about doing what Jesus said to do, we actually have a way to do that. We have a common practical thing that you can do. Come hang out with us here on a Friday night with Mike and with his people. We can volunteer with him right at Place of Hope. It gives a great partnership for our church, not only financially, but it allows us to give legs, arms, hands, and feet to what Jesus has called us to do.
We're just a small little group of people overwhelmed with the challenges that we have in this place. If it wasn't for the partners we already have, we couldn't do what we do. We thank God every day for the churches and the individuals that partner with us. Without you, without them, we couldn't do this. You're every bit as important to this ministry as any of us who provide the direct help. We need more people. We need churches who'll come alongside of us with support of all kinds. Please consider partnering with us. And again, we need you.
Hi, I'm Marty Stuart. I know of one life God changed at the Place of Hope. It was mine. 7 years ago, I walked in there on the bottom of the world, and I left there on top of the world with all the hope in the world in my heart. I tell you what, it is my alma mater. Mike Coop is my prayer partner. He's my warrior brother. And I tell you what, we need you at the Place of Hope. Come partner with us in any capacity. It'll change your life too.